Hi friends, my name is Aqil Ahmed, and in this particular video tutorial I will talk about expressions in SSIS, what are expressions and how to write the expressions in SSIS. So this is my profile. I have 13 plus years of experience on Microsoft technologies, especially in SSIS and SQL Server. So the agenda of today's video tutorial is what are expressions in SSIS and how to write the expressions. So recently I had a chat with one of my friend Hari Prasad. So he said, can you do some basics on expression language and how to properly use them? So I thought to maybe create a video on SSIS expressions. So what are expressions? So an expression is a combination of symbols, identifiers, literals and functions that yields a single data value. So there are a lot of functions, those we can use in the expressions. Like to get the current date, we can use the getDate function in SSIS. Similarly, to remove the leading and trailing spaces from the data, we can use the ltrim and rtrim functions. We can also write case statements in SSIS expressions. Almost all tasks in SSIS provide this support to the expressions. So using expressions we can write the dynamic code. For example, in execute SQL task, if you want to use the SSIS variables in a query, then you can write the query in the expressions under the SQL statement source. So let's jump to the demo. So this is my blank SSIS package, and let me just right click and create an OLEDB connection. So I already had created a connection to the AdventureWorks 2019 database. So I will be using this connection in this particular video. So just click OK. So this is a static connection right now, and if you right click and edit it, so you can see the properties like which SQL server name and which is database name it is using. So right now this connection is connecting to this SQL server, and the database name is this one, AdventureWorks 2019. Okay, so if you cancel it and if you go to the properties, so you can see that there is an expressions here. So if you click on three dots, all the properties here they can be dynamically set using the SSIS variables. Okay, so for example, you can dynamically change the value of the server name here, and you can dynamically change the value of the database name here using the initial catalog. So let me just declare an SSIS variable here. Maybe we can call it like server name, and then the data type we can set it to string. So right now we can provide any value here. So maybe I can just copy the name of this particular SQL server from here. So just select it and copy this one and go back to the SSIS variable again, and I can just paste the SQL server name here. Okay, so this SSIS variable has been declared and its value has been set. Now if you go back to the expressions, and in the property there is a property server name. So in the server name property we can assign this value in the expressions from this SQL server variable server name. Evaluate expression. So this seems good, the value is this one right now. Click OK. Okay, if you saw that there is an fx which is just written before the connection name, so it means that this connection is now dynamic. And if you just click on this plus sign, so you will see that server name property is right now dynamic, and the value of the server name is being assigned from the server name SSIS variable. So if you change the value of the server name in the SSIS package, then that value will actually change the SQL connection. Okay, so this one thing that you can make the connections dynamic using the expressions. Now you can also write your SQL query dynamically in the execute SQL task using the SSIS variables. So for example, let me just drag and drop an execute SQL task here, insert into, and let me call it like insert into test, and in this one in the connection I can use this particular connection here. Okay, and this is my SQL Server Management Studio. So I had created a test table here, create table test. What I'm doing is I'm just inserting the server name values to this particular table. So this table is empty right now. Okay, so what I will do, I will insert some hard coded and some dynamic server name here using the SSIS variables in the expression, so that you can see like how we can write the dynamic code in the execute SQL task. If you open this execute SQL task, so you can see that there is an expressions tab here. So in the expressions tab, if you click on these three dots, so in the properties there are some properties. So there is a property SQL statement source. So in the SQL statement source you can write your SQL query. So if you just click on here, so you need to put double quote, and then you can write an insert statement here like insert into table name test select. So you can paste any SQL query here. For example, I can write the value in the single quote because this is a string value. This is my hard coded value. Okay, and now I will also write the dynamic value, like select single quote, double quote, plus plus double quote, single quote, and here I can use that server name SSIS variable. So using this particular method, we can dynamically set the parameters to the SQL queries. So suppose there is a store procedure which accepts the parameters, so you can just pass the parameters dynamically using this particular method. And because you started a quote, so you need to close that quote as well. Okay, so if you click on evaluate expression, so this will be the SQL query which will run on the SQL server table. So maybe if you want to test it, like what the SQL query will run, so you can just select it and you can copy this one, and if you want to test it, so you can just paste it and just click on execute. So it means that this query is good and this has inserted 2 records to the SQL server table. Okay, so let me just truncate this table. Alright, so this table is empty as of now. So I have written this particular dynamic query here. Now click OK, OK, OK. So if you execute this particular code, so this will insert 2 records into the SQL server tables. So this is one of the way how you can write your dynamic queries in the SSIS using the expressions. So this was one example. Let me just disable this execute SQL task now and drag and drop an data flow task into the control flow window and double click data flow task. And now let me use OLEDB source, and in the OLEDB source what I can do is I can use this particular query which is selecting data from human resources.employee table from the AdventureWorks 2019 database. So I can write my SQL query here under SQL command. So this is one of the method that we can write it hard-coded query here. But suppose if you want to use some parameters, maybe if I want to pass the table name dynamically, or maybe I want to pass the database name dynamically, and suppose if I want to use some where clause and I want to pass some parameters dynamically. So in case of dynamic queries, another option is that you can just click on cancel and you can create an SSIS variable here. So maybe let me create an SSIS variable SQL query, and the data type you can change it to a string, and then now we have expressions here. So in the expressions you can put double quote, and now whatever query you want to execute there, you can just copy that query and paste it here and the double quote. So this is the SQL query. Although this query is hard coded right now, but if you want to use some variables here, and if you want to, for example, pass the table name using some SSIS variables, or maybe you want to pass the database name here, so also, like as I said earlier, you can maybe put some where clause here and you can pass the parameters from the SSIS variable, so that will make the query dynamic. So click OK. So the query that I written here in the expressions, I can use this query in the OLEDB source. So if you go to the data flow task and OLEDB source, so here under table or view, instead of selecting SQL command, you can select SQL command from variable, and from the variable name you can select that particular variable. So there is a variable SQL query. This will show you the exact query, and this will use the SQL query variable. So if you click on preview, so you can preview the data as well. Okay, so this is the data that is going to be read. So click close, click OK. Now let me use the derived column transformation here, and we will write some expressions in the derived column transformation. So right click derived column transformation, click edit. Let me maximize this derived column transformation. Now what I want to do is, in the columns there is a field marital status. So if you see that there is a field marital status here, so the values are either S or M. So S stands for single and M stands for married. So what I want is that a new column should be added, and if the value of the marital status is S, then the value of the new column should be single, and if the value of the marital status is M, then the value of the marital status new column should be married. So let's see how we can do that. So what we can do is we can write a case statements here, and what we can do, we can just drag and drop the marital status into the expressions, and you can just simply write if marital status is S, then it should be converted to single, double quote close, and then colon. Otherwise what should happen, you can just simply copy and paste the same thing. If in the or condition, if marital status is M, then it should be changed to the married, and in the else condition we can set it to blank. Now you can close the brackets. So what we are actually doing here, so if the value of the marital status is equal to S, then it will be converted to single, and if this case is not true, then it will go to the else part, and in the else part we are again checking if the marital status value is M, then it will be converted to married, otherwise it will be converted to blank. So if you see in the derived column here, so here it is written like add as new column, so this will be add a new column. So this expression will actually create a new column, and what you can do, you can create a new column here. So I can call it like marital status text. Okay, if you check the data type, so the data type it will create is Unicode string. However, I want the data type to be string, so what I can do is I can just convert the data type. So on the right side you can see some typecast. So in the typecast you can see that there is a dt_str, so this will actually convert this data type. So you can just drag and drop this one into the expressions, put everything in a bracket, so start bracket, end bracket, and now in the dt_str we can set the length here, like what will be the length of the data, max length. So maybe I can put 10 here, and now code page, what will be the code page, so 1252 is the code page for the string, so I can just put it here. So a new marital status text column will be added in the data flow. The data type will be string 10, and the value will be calculated like this. Here we have a lot of functions available. For example, if you click on this datetime functions, so if you just click on the plus sign, so there are a lot of functions available. So maybe you can use the getDate function to get the current date time. So maybe I can call this one as insert date, and this will return the current date time. Okay, similarly we have a year as well. So if you want to get the current year, sometimes we need to know the current year. So what you can do is you can use this year function, and in the year function you can use that getDate function to get the current date, and from the current date it will get the year. So this is how you can use some functions here. And similarly we have an hire date. So this is hire date. Suppose if you want to get the year from this hire date, so what you can do, you can use maybe some left function. So in the string functions we have a lot of functions here, and most of the time like I use this left function, len function, ltrim, replace. So these functions, right functions, so these are the functions, trim function and upper function. So these are the most popular functions. If I want to use the left function, then I can use that left function in the hire date. So from this hire date I can get the year using the left function. So let me just drag and drop the left function, and I can use the hire date here. So I can just drag and drop the hire date, and I want the left 4 characters. Okay, so it is saying that function left does not support the data type dbDate. Okay, so we need to typecast the dbDate to a string function. Okay, so what we can do, we can like typecast it here, dt_str, and you can directly write the length here. Okay, so this will typecast the hire date to a n varchar, and then we can use the left function on it. Okay, and this one you can write hire year. Similarly you can use the right function as well, and some other functions. Now one of the thing is that this is the job title here, and suppose if I want to replace some value here, so there are spaces between like senior space tool space designer. So suppose if I want to replace the space with underscore, then how I can do that? So for that one, what you need to do is you can use a replace function, and also I want to override the data in this job title. So so far we added new columns, however this time we will be replacing the value. We can just drag and drop the job title here. Okay, and what we want to do, we want to search for the space, and then we want to replace the space with underscore. Okay, And now in the derived column, so far we were adding the new columns here, but this time we want to replace the value of the existing column. So there is a job title column, you can just select this one, replace job title. So this will actually replace the existing value in the job title and it won't add a new column. Okay, so now let's go back to the SQL Server. So there is a login ID here and it contains some names. So suppose there can be some leading or trailing spaces in this particular field. So if you want to remove the leading or trailing spaces, then we have some functions pre-created here, like there is a ltrim. If you want to remove the leading spaces, then you can use the ltrim. Similarly, we have an rtrim. So if you want to remove the trailing spaces, then you can use the rtrim. And if you want to remove the both of the spaces, then you can use the trim function. Okay, so how you can use it? So you can just drag and drop, for example, trim function if you want to replace both trailing and leading spaces, and in the character expressions you can use that particular column, and now in the derived column you can replace that login ID. So it will replace the trailing and leading spaces from the login ID. Maybe I can create another video on the SSIS expressions to give you more examples. For now we can just use these things. So just click OK, and then I can write the data into the flat file. So I can put flat file destination and then connect it. So just right click and click on edit, new, OK, and I can leave it as it is, browse CSV file. So there is a pre-created file, but I will be overwriting the data into that file. Column names in the first data row, OK, mappings. So this seems good, click OK. Now let me just execute the SSIS package. So this will overwrite the data into the employee.csv file. Okay, so this written 290 records. So let me just open this particular file, employee.csv. So if you see in the last, we added the new column. So a new column, marital status text, has been added. So if the value of the marital status is S, then the value is single, and if it is M, then the value is married. And this is the insert date. So let me just format the cells here, date, click OK. So this is the current date. So this inserted the date here, and this is the current year, and yeah, this is higher year. So if you check the higher date, for example, it's 2009, the higher date. So you can see that this is the 2009 here, 2007, 7. So this seems good. And for the job title, we replaced the space with the underscore. So you can see that all spaces have been replaced with the underscore. So this seems good. So guys, this is how we can use the expressions in the SSIS package. Thank you guys for watching the video, and if you like the video, then please click the like button. Do subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon and click on all so that you will be notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much.